And there's darkness, like the little spirit, which you can't tell is good or bad, that's eating, the people and giving gold.
No face.
Yeah, no, like it's creepy. There's some creepy things in there that, like, under the guise of a cartoon might not seem that bad, but I think is quite creepy. Welcome to another episode of Is This for Kids? I am Jonathan Bearded Blevins.
I am Katie, MrsRuvi.
And my goodness, do we have something new for the people today?
Let me tell you what a benefit it is to be a patron of ours over on patreon.com/isthisforkids, because you get to suggest content that you and I would otherwise never consider watching.
Are you saying that's what happened here?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Would you have watched this if it hadn't been brought up?
So here's the deal. Okay. For those who don't know, I'm a full-time content creator. So Is This for Kids is one of the three, I would say, biggest projects I work on. Mm-hmm. I'm stream on Bearded Blevins and do a lot of different social media content on that. I have a sports show. And then Is This for Kids? It's like, it's very exciting that this is one of the top three things I get to work on.
Yes.
But as someone who has done online streaming for 5 years, one of the things that has consistently come up on my stream is, what's your favorite anime?
Every single time.
Always.
I no longer stream very regularly on Twitch, but when I did, I was a food and drink streamer, and we were constantly being asked, what is your favorite anime? And I even had, I'll tell you about my friend of mine who made food from this movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The incredible, talented, wonderful, her name is also Katie, but she goes by the Practical Escapist. She made all of the foods that are present in this movie on her stream, and it was incredible.
In Spirited Away?
In Spirited Away, yeah. So she also made
looks amazing.
The little soot sprites. She made those also. She is just a cool chick.
Wow. Did she make like the smelly thing too?
No, she didn't make that, I don't think. But you can check out her Instagram. She's got cool stuff out there.
Okay, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Every time I get asked, do I watch anime? What's your favorite anime? My answer is no. For some reason, Duke, at least growing up, had this negative connotation of anime. I never watched Dragon Ball Z. One of my brothers loves it. I watched Pokemon, and so then I get roasted. I get laughed at when I say that Pokemon's my favorite anime, because that's the only anime I watched. Yeah. Which a lot of diehard anime people will kind of think is silly, even if they like the game. They think that the show might be kind of silly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't. It's a whole genre that I'm not really that familiar with, and we got to watch Spirited Away, and we're doing another episode on Howl's Moving Castle, and then a whole other one on Ghibli Studios.
Yes.
Studio Ghibli.
That's actually like a whole thing online. Is
Ghibli.
It Ghibli? Apparently there's a lot of controversy there, so we're going to call it whatever comes into head at the moment. Yeah. So
I've been told for years that my kids would love anime and that I should have them watch it. Mm-hmm. We probably do need to review soon The Last Airbender, Avatar, The Last Airbender. That's what a lot of good friends of mine said, that I should start my kids on that one, but that it's a little sad to wait until they're maybe 9 or 10. Don't know. Yeah. We'll maybe do that someday. But I feel like an idiot watching anime and talking about anime, but I did it.
Yeah. So we're probably going to get owned online for this, because
That's
people
fine.
who love anime. Like, the people generally don't have any.
Yeah, but they want us to like it. So maybe they'll be nice. It's like a cigar smoker. Like, you're going to roast someone who doesn't know how to light a cigar, but you want them to smoke cigars, so you're going to be nice about it.
I think that'll happen on Instagram. I think it's going to go the other way on YouTube.
Okay.
Prove me wrong, okay? But anyway, I think of anime as being sort of like the people who are really into Wallace and Gromit. Do you know people who are like really into that English style of like claymation, Wallace and Gromit, like that style? People who feel strongly about that, they think it's so great, they think it's wonderful, they don't understand how you could possibly not like it. And anime people are very similar. It's not the same thing, but they have the same rabid love of a thing that I don't necessarily understand the appeal of.
Yeah.
But
I can see that.
Go. Yeah.
100%.
So we checked out
Spirited Away, which is a top 10, at least on Rotten Tomatoes, ranked, and in many of the anime blogs that I read, top ranked anime film of all time.
Yeah, it's generally considered to be a good introduction to anime film, and it is a very sweet story about a young girl named Chihiro, stuttering there, and her parents who are relocating to a new town. And in the meantime, they kind of get waylaid at this what looks like an amusement park that's been shut down. Her parents become incredibly gluttonous and just start eating a ton of food that was apparently meant for the spirit world. And you find out that this is a bathhouse for the spirits to come and relax and replenish themselves. And by eating their food, their parents have run afoul of Yubaba, the witch queen who runs the type thing. I don't think she's a queen. I think she's just a witch who runs the bathhouse. And Chihiro is trying to get her parents back with the help of her friend Haku, who is a dragon man and henchman of Yubaba, kind of under her spell. And so her goal is to get a job at the bathhouse and somehow break free and rescue her parents. There you go.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
I literally watched it within the last 24 hours. Kind of enjoyed it, and still probably could not explain it the way you just did, as well as you just did. So my first comment in general is that anime has to be a genre that it takes a little bit of getting used to. I can't even think of an American type of show or movie or anything that just would make assumptions that wouldn't make you wonder. This person's also a dragon. Oh, okay. Oh,
sure,
this person can just turn into a bird and fly. Okay. It's there's a lot of jumps where I was like, wait, what? Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Yubaba's a bird woman also. She turns into a bird, and she's giant but also small. She's huge face, but she's not that tall.
Yeah, and then
she's got a giant baby.
And the baby doesn't die, even though it's trapped under all those pillows.
Under all those pillows.
And does she actually like the baby? I don't know.
I don't know.
It was hard to tell. And again, I think that's just me not understanding the culture behind anime.
Right.
And so that's fine. I totally admit that. But it was, for me, tough to follow.
It's terribly possible that if we were Japanese people, that these would be normal cultural reference points. No one ever says Humpty Dumpty's an egg, but we recognize Humpty Dumpty as an egg because it's part of our cultural milieu, if you will. Maybe that's a thing that we just don't get for cultural reasons.
Because we're idiots. This might be how we go viral. Look at these two white idiots talk about anime.
Gosh.
This could be the thing that gets people to watch. Is this for kids? But we're trying
just
here.
Hate watch it. We're doing our best, guys. So it's a little weird. There are some things that you're going to be like, why are those paper things attacking that dragon? Why is that dragon dying from paper things? What's up with that?
Why
weird
did one of the
monster
paper
thing?
things get caught in her hair? And how did she not feel it?
A lot of questions.
So there's a character who is super nice throughout, who helps her. I forget her name, but she helps her, and she tells her not to trust her friend, who we have grown to trust immediately.
Correct.
Where he tells her you have to go ask for a job, you have to get your parents back. That's the only way to do it. You have to get a job, and we'll show you. He takes her down to go. So we're told by a character that we trust to not trust the only character that we've so far trusted, and I feel like that never resolves.
Nope, never. That character's name's Lynn. And Lynn is voiced by the same person who voices Megara in the Hercules movie, the Disney movie Hercules. So if you recognize her voice, that is Susan Egan. She was also the voice of Belle in the Broadway. She played Belle on Broadway. Yeah,
that's very cool.
She's very cool. But the Lynn is our helper friend. She's a female that kind of helps her through the bathhouse, and seems to herself trust Haku, but tells Chichiro, who goes by Sen because they steal her name from her, Sen, S-E-N. Don't
trust him.
It's a very confusing thing. Yep. A lot of the plot points are a little bit lost, but is it for kids?
Well, one last thing.
Okay.
Real quick for me, because this is where I'm so curious about anime and particularly Ghibli Studio. Ghibli. No, Ghibli is what I just heard it. You just YouTubed it. It said Ghibli.
It also said Ghibli on a different
here
website.
Here we go. So let's just roast us. It's
fine.
We're
just continuously saying it wrong.
There's something that I really, really like about the studio and about the anime, and I don't know what it is, but I was heartbroken when the movie started. And I know it's okay, the girl in the back is sad that she's leaving. That wasn't it though. It was something about the art. It was something about how things were moving. It was something about the way her parents interacted with her. And all of a sudden they're eating, they turn into pigs. And then you're just and then there's no way out. You throughout the whole movie, you have no clue how she's going to ever get her parents out of it. And there's little hints maybe this would heal my parent, even though it came from this evil thing. I've got this green ball now that for some reason I know has healing powers, even though I've tried it and it tastes gross. And then she uses that to heal others. And so maybe the sacrifice is what helps her understand like her sacrificial love is the thing that probably saves her parents in the end. Spoiler alert, sorry. But Ubaba was creepy. You asked me, is it for kids? For me, I'm like maybe 13 years old.
Oh.
12 or 13.
Oh.
Well, here's why.
Okay.
It's not just appropriateness. Like appropriateness, it's hard for me to tell because I don't really understand a lot of what's going on, and which makes me feel really stupid because I'm not dumb. But it was hard to follow. I didn't quite understand what was going on and when. The characters look creepy, certainly creepier than any kind of cartoon that my kids are used to watching. And there's darkness, like the little spirit, which you can't tell is good or bad, that's eating, the people and giving gold.
No face.
Yeah, no, like it's creepy. There's some creepy things in there that like under the guise of a cartoon might not seem that bad, but I think is quite creepy.
Yeah.
So I would say like maybe 10 or 11, 12, your kid can handle kind of creepy stuff for Spirited Away. I liked it though.
Okay.
Kind of.
It was okay.
I want to like it. It's like the first time you try
it so much. We want to be there with you.
It's like the first time you try lobster. You're like, but then you're like, but I want to like it. And then you do.
I don't.
That's what's going to happen. I'm going to fall in love with anime. The character, she was so likable.
She was cute.
Yeah.
Cute little girl. The character, the no face character, which is a demon that comes in sort of just looking like a kabuki mask on a black shrouded figure, eats everything and just continually, he eats people, he eats things, he's throwing out gold. And I looked it up actually. He's meant to be symbolic of people who change their personality or depending on who they're around and trying to find their own personality. And so he sees greedy people, so he acts like a greedy people. He sees people consuming a bunch of stuff, he consumes a bunch of stuff. And the whole story is like a thinly veiled metaphor for growing up and having to face your fears in that.
I did get that part.
That's definitely there, yeah. But it is weird and hard to follow. I'm sorry, anime people. It's a little weird. It's a little weird and hard to follow. I do think he's a little scary. I would say it's fine at age 10. I would say they probably wouldn't follow it very well before that. I watched it with my 9-year-old son. He was repeatedly like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
There is no drinking, no swearing, no drugs, no sex. There is like a weird relationship between Haku and Sen where my daughter got the impression that he was her boyfriend. Sen, Chichiro, same person. They go by two different names throughout the course of the movie. But so my daughter got the impression that they were dating. I'm not entirely sure where that was, but then I also saw many things online where other people felt that as well. So I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But there's nothing inappropriate that happens between them, and so I think it's fine for ages 10 and up. It just maybe watch it with them.
Yeah, have a good combo after. If you're a parent wondering about anime, probably a good one to start with because there's nothing crazy about it. But man, I'm fascinated now because we're going to talk about Howl's Moving Castle, which I'm excited to talk about as well, which is equally confusing to me in many ways.
Very confusing.
And I don't know, there's something I can't put my finger on that makes it creepier, and it's not just that I don't understand it. It's just there's a creepiness throughout. Like I think of Snow White and the witch, and like that's the witch with the crazy long nose, right?
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Somehow Ubaba is even scarier looking.
She's
like
very scary looking.
It's just creepy,
Yeah.
and there's something about it I don't like. But that's just like from my is it for kids perspective. Like it was fine for me, so maybe I'll enjoy it if I keep watching more.
Yeah.
A bunch of people in my chat were saying that anything from Ghibli or Ghibli is super peaceful. They have it on in the background all the time while they're working, and I'm like, okay, I can see it, there's something there.
Yeah,
but I'll say I'm with you, like 10, 11, 12.
Okay, there you go. Well, hey, if they wanted to get some more content, or if they wanted to suggest something to us, like
or
our
pay
friend
to roast us in person, that's going to be added to our Patreon. You can pay money to throw tomatoes at us for ripping anime.
I would like to not be involved in that.
Patreon.com/is this for kids.
Yeah, there's just so much content out there for us to wade through as parents.
I'm Jonathan Beard of Blevins.
I'm Katie, MrsRuvi. Let us help you decide.
Is this for kids?